What's up, Titans fans? It's your boy CD back again with another episode of TitanUp 2day. Today's show, well, it's Saturday. So Saturday means NFL Pick'em. So today, me and the crew will pick the remaining games for week 3. Who's going to win Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. There's some huge games this week. We are excited to bring them to you. Will the Titans be 3-0? Will the Falcons be 0-3? The Bills 3-0? There's a lot of games that are out there that we need to decide who will win and who will lose, and you will get those answers today. But before I give you that, I'll give you a quick breakdown of the practice and injury report from the Titans for this week's matchup against the Vikings. But no need to delay, though. Let's get right down to it. So first things first, for my Titans fans, I bring to you this week's injury report. Defensive back Chris Jackson with a hamstring was limited on Thursday and Friday and will be out for this game. Outside linebacker Derek Robertson with his knee did not practice on Thursday and actually was limited on Friday, looking up, but is ruled out for this week's matchup. Wide receiver A.J. Brown with his knee, as we know, did not practice all week long and is also out for this matchup, missing his second week in a row. Cornerback Malcolm Butler was limited on Thursday and moved up to a full participant on Friday with that quad injury, and he is looking to be a go this week. Outside linebacker Vic Beasley as well as Darrington Evans, the rookie running back, were full participants for the entire week of practice. This is great news, meaning that they will be able to play their very first games as Tennessee Titans. Darrington Evans will actually get his first action as a rookie running back in the NFL. Good luck, young man. Now for the Minnesota Vikings, running back Mike Boone had a concussion, was limited in practice on Thursday, full participant on Friday, trending upwards. They're showing him as questionable, but it looks like he more than likely will play as he clears concussion protocol. Cornerback Chris Boyd with the hamstring was limited in practice on Friday as well as Thursday's practice and is questionable for the game. Cornerback Cameron Dantzler with ribs did not participate in practice all week and has been ruled out. Linebacker Troy Dye with a foot injury did not participate in practice the entire week and actually has been moved over to the IR. Cornerback Mike Hughes, neck injury, did not participate and is out for this week's matchup. Now with the injury report out the way, we can get to the nuts and bolts of today's show, NFL Pick'ems. But before we even go and do that, let me show you the standings of our pros. Looking at the standings after 2 weeks of Pick'ems, you see we have a 4-way tie. C to the D, myself, 22-10, along with Court, A-Town, and the new addition, Jake Witt, all 22-10. Brightside, my boy Lund, pulling up the rear, significantly behind us. We'll see if he can pick up the slack this week moving forward. All right, so with 15 games on the slate remaining for week 3, let's jump right in and start picking these games. The first game up, Chicago Bears travel to the Dirty South to play the Atlanta Falcons. Chicago Bears are right now 2-0, Atlanta 0-2. Chicago Bears, I would say, are kind of a shady 2-0 and could be looking to be pretenders, as the Detroit Lions should have beat them in week 1 as a rookie running back dropped the pass in the end zone with 10 seconds left on the game. They're currently atop the NFC North, and they're playing the Atlanta Falcons, who cannot find a way to finish a game. It's so sad to say Dallas beat them again whenever they had a huge lead and they should have won the game. Now, Las Vegas doesn't care. They flip it over and go to the next week. They say that Atlanta is favored in this game by 3 points. The over-under is 47.5. I say Atlanta, a real football team that can find a way to win this game, and they should beat the Chicago Bears, who are currently pretenders in my eyes in this game. Week 3, Atlanta beats Chicago. Now, next game up, we got Cincinnati, who is 0-2. The rookie quarterback looks good. He just looks like there's no one else out there to help him out. He's going against a Philadelphia Eagles team who's 0-2 and cannot get it together. They lost to the Washington Redskins. Another game in week 1, they lost to the Skins when they were winning and they should have won. They could not find any points to put on the scoreboard in the second half. Right now, Vegas has Philly to win this game by 5. The over-under is 46.5. I have Philadelphia to win this game 30-27. And Joe Burrow, I apologize to you, man. Eventually, you will have some weapons to be able to utilize and win some games. It just does not start this week. All right, so Houston, 0-2 currently, have played the number 1 and number 2 teams, I would say, in the AFC last year. Obviously, we went to the AFC Championship. We beat those Baltimore Ravens, but the Ravens were the number 1 seed, and the Kansas City Chiefs were the number 2 seed. They have played both of them in back-to-back weeks, week 1 and week 2. They played the number 1 seed Kansas City Chiefs, then the number 2 seed Kansas City Chiefs, the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens. They lost both. The record looks bad. They're obviously at the bottom of the standings with us in the AFC South, or not with us, but in the AFC South, which we are all in. But they play against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are currently 2-0, and Pittsburgh is favored by 4 points at home. 45-point over-under. I have Houston 23-20. I don't see them losing 3 games in a row. They do have a hard start, a hard road to start. But I feel like they're going to find a way to win this game on the road in Pittsburgh. Next game is the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Buffalo. Both teams undefeated at 2-0. This should be a good matchup in Buffalo. Get in there. LA shouldn't have an issue with the weather, as it's not cold just yet. It's the perfect time for them, a LA Cali team, to get over to Buffalo in New York to play this matchup. Now, Stephon Diggs versus Jalen Ramsey will be a good matchup to watch, as finally the wide receiver for Buffalo gets a good cornerback to line up against him, a great cornerback, you can argue, to line up against him, and to see if he can win that with Josh Allen. But I honestly don't believe that this game is won in the air. I think this is going to be a nasty game that's run, defense, a lot of defense being played here. Buffalo currently favored by 2.5 points in Las Vegas, 47-point over-under. I have Buffalo to win this game 20-16 in a slobber knocker, if you will. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a hard-nosed defensive struggle, but Buffalo wins this game. Next up, Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders, I had them. I was the only one to pick the Vegas Raiders last Monday night to beat the Saints. I like what John Gruden is doing over there. He finally got that team moving all right. And Mariota, even though he's on the bench, he's winning games. Definitely winning games. Now, the Las Vegas Raiders play the New England Patriots as they travel over there to New England to play Cam Newton and those guys. Those guys just losing last week in a hard-fought matchup on the road against Seattle on Monday night. Big game, really big game. On Sunday night. But it was a big game for them. They could not find a way to pull that out. New England is one of those teams. Whenever they lose, they come right back and win. That was with Tom Brady, right? Well, Tom Brady's not there anymore. It's Cam Newton. New England is currently favored by 6 points to beat Las Vegas Raiders. The over-under, 47.5 points. I'm taking New England to win this game. You know what? No, I take that back. Switch this. New England's not going to win this game. I'm going back. 2001 AFC divisional game. Whenever we had the tuck rule, the Raiders are going back to New England. The Raiders find a way to come back and get revenge for that game, and they win this game 27-20. All right, I can't even say that with a straight face. Put it back. Patriots are going to win. They can't lose 2 games in a row. 27-20, New England Patriots. Moving on, we're going to go San Francisco, completely depleted football team at this point, going against a very depleted New York Giants team. No Saquon Barkley. He will truly be missed for the NFL, for fantasy people out there. Saquon is an extreme athlete, and we will miss you for this season. For 2020, gets another one. So San Francisco currently favored by 4 points, 41.5. Over under, I have the 49ers winning this game 24-13. They're still at the bottom of the NFC West. A-Town, don't you ever forget that. They're at the bottom right now. Everybody else is undefeated. Y'all are the only ones get losses over there. So next up, the football team, the one that plays over in Washington. They travel to Cleveland. Cleveland coming off of a win against Cincinnati on Thursday Night Football. They get a long break, that rest, get home, settle in to get prepared for Washington. Cleveland is favored by 7 points with the over-under of 45. Cleveland wins this game 23-17 only because they get the extra time. I think that Dwayne Haskins has a good game, but the timing and the practice that they get to put in, the research, Cleveland wins this game against Washington. Carolina 0-2, surprisingly, with Teddy being out. They're 0-2. They lose Run CMC. He's on the IR for at least about a month. They're going to LA to play the Chargers with a rookie quarterback who surprisingly started last week over Tyrod Taylor. That's a whole nother thing. Got shot, some kind of steroid shot went into his lung or something craziness. He couldn't play the game. Herbert started and played well. Surprised the Chiefs, honestly, surprised them and did well. I think that, or first off, LA right now, 6.5-point favorites. I think a little bit disrespectful, but anyways, they're at home, 6.5-point favorites, 43.5 over under. Vegas says, I say Teddy Bridgewater goes to LA and does not go 0-3. He has to get a win. And whenever Herbert, as a rookie, gets to start and Kansas City has no film, no one knows who this guy is and how, or not who he is, but how he's going to play in this system, has no preparation. They're ready for Tyrod Taylor, scrambling, running all over the place. That doesn't happen. They shocked them. This week, Carolina will not be shocked, and they will have the film that they need to put the Chargers away. Carolina wins this game in a close one, 23-21 on the road. They are 1-2 after this week. New York Jets taking on Indianapolis. This is the blowout game of the week. Indianapolis favored by 11 points, over under 44. I would love to see our division rival take a loss somewhere. I just don't see it happening this week as they win 27-10 and cover that spread. Dallas barely getting by last week against Atlanta, find themselves in Seattle playing a team that is playing lights out, just beat the New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football, and they have an MVP quality quarterback. I would say he's a front runner at this point in time, and Russell Wilson. Seattle favored by 5 points at home, 56 over under. I think a lot of points will be scored. I can definitely say that. I don't know if 56 is the number. I have Seattle winning this game 30-24. Dak throws a lot. Zeke will not eat as much as he wants to, but look out for Russell Wilson as he's on a tear to try to win this MVP. Detroit going to Arizona to play the Cardinals. The Cardinals currently are undefeated right now at 2-0, atop the NFC West. As I forgot to tell you guys, or maybe I did earlier, but the 49ers, they're at the bottom. They're in last place. But anyways, Arizona, 5.5-point favorite, 55 points over under. That's a ton of points. Detroit wins this game, though, in an upset. We'll call it an upset. I think that the Arizona Cardinals are currently a little bit boosted at this point, but Detroit with defense finds a way to win this game 27-23 in Arizona. Sorry, Red Sea, it gets parted on Sunday. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they travel to Denver to play a bad Denver Broncos team. When we played them, we barely beat them, and they had all their weapons. No, not really. I guess they didn't have all their weapons then either. They don't have all their weapons this week or last week. They're going to get beat again, let's say. But anyways, Tampa Bay gets to go out there. TB12 takes TB. They're up there to play the Broncos. 6-point favorites. I think Vegas is being generous here. 43.5-point over under. The Broncos lose this game to the Bucs 24-14. And again, another team that I wish that would just go away is Tampa Bay, and over time they will, but right now they win this week. Now, for some good games down the stretch, Green Bay travels to New Orleans. New Orleans just coming off of a loss to Las Vegas. New Orleans favored by 3 points here. The over under 52.5. Again, another big point game. I have Green Bay winning this game 31-27. We'll see how this shakes out. I think that this could really go either way, to be fair. There's no Michael Thomas on the Saints side, but Devontae Adams has been missing time as well in practice. So if he doesn't play, this could be a really interesting game. You were hoping to see two really high-powered, explosive offenses with the number one, number two wide receivers in the league playing at the same time, and we might not get anything close to that at all. But I believe that Matt LaFleur and those guys over in Green Bay go and play these Aints and beat them 31-27 in a good game overall on Sunday Night Football. All right, so now I would say for the biggest game of the week, Monday Night Football, Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champions, take on the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, A&T Bank. It's going to be a barn burner. Tons of points, tons of defense, tons of offense. It's just going to be a playoff type atmosphere, a playoff type game. You're going to feel that energy throughout the game. Now, there won't be any fans in the stadium, but they're going to pump in the sound to your TV so you can hear it. But just imagine all the weapons that the Ravens have with Lamar Jackson just running and using his legs, as well as throwing the ball to Andrews as much as he has been lately. You got Hollywood Brown, but on the other side, Kansas City bringing out their Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and then the brand new rookie running back. There's a lot of points to be had here. Defenses will have a problem. Now, Vegas obviously gives 3 points to the hometown team. Vegas says they'll give them 3.5 points. Baltimore, the over-under is 54 points. I think that Kansas City goes into Baltimore and wins this game 34-31 again in a shootout barn burner type matchup. It's going to be very exciting for Monday Night Football. Everyone will enjoy this game. But let's go ahead and wrap up with the final game of the week. We play early, but I always show you late. The Tennessee Titans traveling to Minnesota. Titans 2-0, Vikings 0-2. Traveling to play in a big matchup. The reason why I say big matchup is because the Titans haven't started 3-0 in a very long time, 1. 2, the other side of this is the Steelers are right around the corner next week, and we don't like to peek around the corner too often. But if we start 2-1, we can quickly be 2-2 if we have 2 bad games back to back. We need to finish this game off on the road so that we can get back home and start to roll before the bye week. Now, here it is. Put it up. Vegas says that we win by 2.5 points with the over-under of 49. Trust that the 49 points will get covered. Trust that. But anyways, 49 points over-under. The guys and my sister say this. I say this. Titans win this game 34-27. The first half will be high powered. We come out 24-17 going into halftime, and I think that we just cruise in the second half to a 34-27 point victory. Now, to be fair, 34-27 is what I believe in my heart is what it's going to look like if everything stays the same with our team. I have a problem with our defense right now currently. If our defense gets any worse, which right now, since week 1 to week 2, it's been trending south, not north. If it gets any worse at all, we have a chance to lose this game and get upset on the road. I need this team, this Titan team, to play better defensively and stick to the script as we've been doing on offense. Play action pass, run the ball, control the clock, be smart, no interceptions, no fumbles, no turnovers, and we win this game. Now, if we do really well on defense, there's a great possibility that we completely blow these guys out because the offense right now for us is looking really, really good, and the Minnesota Vikings defense does not. Now, that wraps up all the picks for this week, for week 3. Now, let's finish up this episode. How are we going to do that? With a bold prediction. This week's bold prediction, week 3, can't give you this week's bold prediction just yet. Let's go back. Week 2's bold prediction. Go ahead and run it. Derrick Henry, number 22. Derrick Henry scores 3 touchdowns against the Jacksonville Jaguars. This one, I don't even know how much of a bold prediction it is. It seems like every time he plays the Jags, he scores. He runs all over them. He does so much they cannot stop them. But this is how he will do it. He'll have 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdowns, but he will definitely score 3 touchdowns. You can write that down anywhere. Trust me, it's good. All right, so week 2, I was off. Just a little off. Okay. way off. I said 3 touchdowns, and I couldn't even give you 1 touchdown. I couldn't even give you a goal line carry. I couldn't give you anything. And I apologize for that. I'm using that far off. But I do have an idea here. I think that I could get a little bit closer, if not get it spot on. So here we go. I'm going to throw it back to week 1 whenever I said that Christian Fulton would get his first career interception. Well, he didn't do that, and I was wrong. He played a great game, but couldn't get the pick. Week 2, he got the pick. I think last week I was way off, but this week's bold prediction is Derrick Henry scores 3 touchdowns. This is not a typo. I know this was week 2's bold prediction, but week 3 puts us back in line. Derrick Henry scores 3 touchdowns, just like Christian Fulton. I was a week behind. This time I get us lined back up. Derrick Henry, 3 TDs coming at you week 3 against the Minnesota Vikings. All right, so that wraps up week 3's picks, as well as concludes this episode of Titan Up Today. I appreciate you guys for joining me once again. I see you guys before the kickoff tomorrow. I'll see you guys after the kickoff tomorrow. And for those who aren't Titans fans but like to see the NFL picks, I'll see you guys next Saturday whenever we do this again for week 4. Now, if you like this episode or any other episodes in the past, click the like button, subscribe to the channel to get some more information from me, yours truly, C to the D. And if you want to get notified every time I post, click the notifications bell. I'll hook you guys up and you'll get that information as well. But before you leave, I have to ask that question. Why tighten up tomorrow when you can tighten up today?